I'd like to preface this by saying that my apartment complex has been having some issues with break-ins lately. I've been living here for 3 years, and nothing out of the ordinary had ever happened. That was until last night. I got home from work around 7 p.m., exhausted from a long day. I collapsed onto the couch, not even bothering to take off my shoes or jacket. I spent the next hour watching TV, trying to unwind. At around 9:30 p.m., I decided it was time for bed. I brushed my teeth, changed into some comfy pajamas, and headed to bed. As I was drifting off to sleep, I started to feel like someone was watching me. At first, I thought it was just my imagination, but then I heard a faint creaking sound coming from the hallway. My heart started racing, and I sat up in bed, trying to listen more closely. The next thing I knew, there was a knock at my front door. It was around 10:15 p.m. I felt a chill run down my spine as I got out of bed to answer it. When I opened the door, I saw a stranger standing there. He was wearing a black hoodie and jeans, and his face was obscured by shadows. I tried to ask him what he wanted, but he just stood there, staring at me with an unnerving intensity. Suddenly, he reached out and grabbed my arm, pulling me towards him. I tried to scream, but my voice was muffled by the sound of sirens in the distance. The next thing I knew, I was waking up in a hospital bed, surrounded by police officers and paramedics. They told me that I had been found unconscious on the sidewalk outside my apartment complex, with no signs of forced entry or struggle inside the building. I spent the next few days piecing together what had happened. The police were able to retrieve some security footage from nearby cameras, which showed a figure in a black hoodie entering my apartment complex around 10:15 p.m. They also found a piece of torn fabric caught in the door, which matched the description of my pajamas. I was left shaken and confused by the whole experience. I started taking self-defense classes and installed security cameras on all my doors and windows. I even bought a taser to keep next to my bed. But as time went on, I started to feel like something wasn't quite right. The police never found any evidence of forced entry or struggle inside my apartment, despite searching thoroughly. And the stranger who had knocked on my door was never caught or identified. It was as if the whole thing had been staged to make me feel scared and vulnerable. But why? I'll never know for sure. But one thing is certain. From now on, I'm taking my safety into my own hands.